Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. Stand up for your country. You know, there's something wrong with this Hunter Biden story. It's not stacking up for me. I was thinking about it all weekend long over the July 4th holiday, and things are not what they seem to be. So, as some of you know, I spent a lot of my career investigative reporting. And I did major stories on the assassination of John F. Kennedy, which led to my book, Killing Kennedy. I blew the lid off Aspen, Colorado, which was back in the late 1970s, transshipping cocaine all over the country. I did a number of stories on corruption, including New York City marshals. For that, I won an Emmy. So investigative reporting is in my blood. It's what I like to do most. But beginning in 1996, I became a commentator and couldn't really do investigative reporting because it takes a lot of time, and I didn't have that time. But here, I'm going to make an exception, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Hunter Biden and his father, Joe Biden. What is their business relationship? That is a question that remains unanswered. And it's an exceedingly important question. This whole story reminds me of Watergate. It's coming down parallel lines. So let's first do the timeline on Hunter Biden. His alleged tax evasion, which he has now admitted to, began in 2018 as far as investigations at the federal level are concerned. The allegations go back to 2015, maybe even earlier. But in 2018, the federal government, the IRS, and the Justice Department started investigating. Jeff Sessions was the Attorney General under Donald Trump. He was only in office for a few weeks when this Hunter Biden investigation began. And then William Barr took his place shortly thereafter. So Barr was supervising the investigation, which was centered in Wilmington, Delaware. Okay? So Barr didn't say very much, and neither did President Trump. You remember, it wasn't the investigation, and I understand. You got to start to assemble the information. And from what we know now, it was hard because Hunter Biden, Jim Biden, the president's brother, set up what they call shell corporations, wired money through places like Malta. It was very complex to get to the heart of this matter. So the fact that Trump and Barr didn't say anything about it doesn't surprise me. I don't even know if Trump knew what the extent of this was. So Trump loses the election. Barr resigns from the office of Attorney General. Before he left office, Barr held a press conference. Roll the tape.
I think to the extent that there's an investigation, I think that it's being handled responsibly and professionally currently within the department. And to this point, I have not seen a reason to appoint a special counsel, and I have no plan to do so before I leave.
By that point, Barr should have known there was something dirty about this. And remember, he did not appoint a special counsel to investigate allegations of fraud in the election either. So he could have done that and should have done that. Absolutely should have done that. He should have appointed two special prosecutors, one to look at allegations of fraud in the election, the other to look at what the deuce was going on with Hunter Biden, because it was 2 years at that point. But Barr didn't. Not good. Now, again, we've asked Barr to appear. He will not. He'll go on a podcast that you never heard of. He will not come in here. So what does that tell you? Okay, so then Merrick Garland takes over. And he is directly supervising David Weiss, the U.S. attorney in Delaware. Weiss is making progress and asks for the U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., a man named Matthew Graves, okay, and the U.S. attorney in Central and Southern California, a man named Martin Estrada, there they are, to partner with him, share information about Hunter Biden's business dealings. Graves and Estrada refuse. Who is the Attorney General? Merrick Garland. He could have ordered Graves and Estrada to cooperate with David Weiss. Key point. He could have ordered that all three U.S. attorneys cooperate and share information. Any honest attorney general would have done that. Why not? If David Weiss in Delaware needs information from California and Washington, D.C., you deny him that? That's what Merrick Garland did. I find it very shocking that Graves and Estrada would withhold information from their colleague in Delaware. Don't you? Don't you? Why would they do that? Equal justice under law, right? Okay. So Garland is already into this up to here. It gets worse for him. All right? Up to here. Because he's not proactively running this case. And he should be. He's the boss. Okay. Then we get into Bill Barr's book. So, of course, he writes a book. And on page 302, 304, he talks about Hunter Biden. Let me quote from the book. In 2014, the vice president's son, Hunter, was virtually with no relevant experience, had received a lucrative position on the board of Burisma at the time when the vice president, that's Biden, had the lead in the Obama administration's push to get Ukraine to step up anti-corruption efforts. Although Hunter Biden's position was obviously a sordid instance of monetizing his father's office, the vice president did not violate the law because federal conflict of interest laws do not apply to vice presidents, unquote. But that's bull. We're not talking about conflict of interest. We're talking about alleged bribery. So Barr now sinks deeper, in my estimation, into the morass. Doesn't appoint a special prosecutor? Could have. Now he's given Biden an out on conflict of interest. It's not about conflict of interest. It's about bribery. Why was Burisma paying Hunter Biden all this money? What did they want? And did any of that money find its way to Joe Biden? These are unanswered questions. Okay. Garland then continues on in his role as Attorney General, and on and on and on. Okay? 5 years. 5 years. 2018, 2023. Then finally, on June 20th, a plea deal is announced, and everybody in the country who's honest knows that Hunter Biden got away with it. They all know. So here's what Garland said on TV. Go.
The Hunter Biden investigation, as I said, even in my own nomination confirmation hearing, is being run by and supervised by the United States Attorney for the District of Delaware.
I'm aware of that, but he reports to you.
He is supervising the investigation, and I'm not at liberty to talk about internal Justice Department deliberations, but he is in charge of that investigation. There will not be interference of any political or improper kind.
Again, bull. It's not about interference. It's about helping get to the bottom of the matter. So both Barr and Garland right now, as it stands, in my mind, ran interference for Hunter Biden, Republican and a Democrat. Have you ever put yourself on the back burner, prioritizing work and family? Then one day you wake up and you have more time, but your body says, no thanks, Bill. Aches and pains. It is no fun. Now, I don't have a time travel solution for you, but I do want to tell you about a revolutionary relief system. It's a groundbreaking natural alternative to pain management. It starts with their patented plant-sourced active ingredient called Canopia Active, which has been rigorously tested to reduce pain and inflammation. Check out revrelief.com. Use their roll-on gel stick for instant relief and their capsules for longer-term inflammation reduction. They are so confident in their products. They are offering my audience their first order free, plus shipping and handling. That's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. This is a limited time offer, so please go to www.revrelief.com/free. That's www.revrelief.com/free. Let's get to the mail. Glenda, it is a balancing act, staying informed yet not getting beat down by all that's going on. Obviously, I pay attention because I'm a premium member at BillO'Reilly.com. And I do watch some news, but it's hard not to feel hopeless. Glenda, don't feel hopeless. Things change fast. That's all I can tell you. Susan, do you really believe we're a noble nation, O'Reilly? Maybe at one time, but now? Just like the Catholic theology, it's not the men who run the Catholic Church or the United States of America. It's the core, what it stands for. We are a noble nation. Thomas Malinowski, Palatine, Illinois. Bill, just as you didn't believe Trump had a chance to be president in 2016, I think you're wrong about Robert Kennedy. He will win. I didn't say Trump didn't have a chance. I didn't think he was going to do it. Robert Kennedy has no chance. His own party didn't like him. And they're not going to like him because of the vax thing. They love the vax, the Democrats. Michael Thoreau, Kansas, Oklahoma. Bill, in answer to your question, what has Biden done for America? Unfortunately, Biden has done everything the progressive left has wanted, but that's not America. You're right. He has done everything, but that's not America. Scott Hirsch, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Trust me, I'm not a Biden fan, but hasn't every incumbent president traveled on the government dime to raise campaign funds? I pointed that out. But it's my job to tell you what's going on from day to day. William Pagano, Stratford, Connecticut. On July 4th, I celebrated 31 years of sobriety. I agree 100% with you, O'Reilly, about the government dereliction duty concerning coddling of drug addicts and the stern action needed to deal with them. Thank God to Alcoholics Anonymous, I am sober today. I'm glad you are one. Peter Dobelman, Omaha, Nebraska. Excellent discussion with Chris Cuomo this past week on drug addiction and how it's ruining families, cities, and society as a whole. I'll be on Cuomo tonight. I think I'm talking about drugs, cocaine in the White House. Don't miss that. News Nation, 8 o'clock. Sometimes I'm straight up at 8. Sometimes I'm a little after, but, it's entertaining. So I'll be there tonight with Chris. Toby Ewing, Spring, Texas, longtime premium member, upgraded to concierge. You meant to leave in New York. If there was a wealth tax, where would you go? Bermuda or Ireland? But there's not going to be a wealth tax. Supreme Court's going to knock it out in December. Richard Dick, Murphy, North Carolina. In your message today, you spoke of media icons. I want to let you know you are my Walter Cronkite. Well, that's very nice, Richard. But, Cronkite was a little corporate for me. I'm not a corporate guy. I'm so happy I don't have to work for corporations ever again. Cronkite tried his hardest to be fair. He's a liberal man, but he was a corporate guy. I'm not. All right, please go to BillO'Reilly.com and get on our summer reading program. Killing Crazy Horse, Killing Killers, Killing the Legends, plus a Team Normal hat, $32.95. Can't give you a better deal. Team Normal gear running out, the mugs and everything, they're just flying out. Hats, really important for the skin, okay? And don't forget Killing the Witches which will be out in September, order in advance, you get, we give you free stuff, some bumper stickers and stuff like that. And I got a bumper sticker special coming tomorrow I'm going to tell you all about. But order in advance on BillO'Reilly.com or Amazon or wherever you want. You'll love killing the witches. You're really going to like it. Word of the day, not be a nudnik, N-U-D-N-I-C-K. That was a rank out word when I was a kid, nudnik. It's a real word. Back with a final thought on our investigation into the Bidens. Hey, you would be crazy not to use AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service if you're 65 or over. AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service is the conservative alternative to radical left companies like AARP. They offer free consultations with qualified Medicare experts who can answer all your Medicare questions, and I'm sure you have plenty. Even if you're already on Medicare, contact AMAC to see if you are overpaying for your current plan. There's no cost, no obligation to change plans, and no radical left agenda. Do business with people who have the same values you do, people you can trust. Forget the TV commercials and mailings advertising Medicare services. Go with a company that not only offers you dozens of Medicare choices, but also looks out for your interests without the woke nonsense. So please visit AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service at amac.us/trust. That's amac.us/TRUST trust. Okay, final thought of the day, very brief. I want to remind you tomorrow, Brett Tallman will lead with him after setting up more information about the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden connection and how the federal government has covered it up. They're not aggressively pursuing it. That is paramount to our country. It's not equal justice for all. They want to get Trump. They're using everything they can to get him. Everything. Hillary Clinton, as we just showed you, pass. Joe Biden had those documents in his garage, pass. Hunter Biden, perhaps as much as $30 million from China, Romania, and Ukraine, they don't want to know. It's desperately wrong. You want to reach me? Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. I want to thank all of you watching on our various outlets, The First and DirecTV, all over the place, and listening on our 100 affiliates that carry the No Spin News across the country. I'm very grateful that, and I was thinking about that yesterday on the 4th of July. You know, you guys are patriots. I know you're trying to improve your country. You love your country. Okay? We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.